Warning, playing Ark of War is an unforgiving and potentially expensive hobby. One mistake, and your entire army could be lost forever. Just because you see Melt play Ark of War a certain way, doesn't mean you should too. Play at your own risk.
Greetings, Commanders! The third iteration of the Tier 12 plus is here, the third Tier 12 type troop. Instead of going to Tier 13, they're just re-releasing Tier 12 plus, or Tier 12, which is fine. Seems like we're getting all three flavors. In this video, we are going to research them, check out the stats, build a few of them, and then check them out in action, see how they do, and then kind of see where they fit into the meta. As with all new troops, you kind of look at them and go, why would they do that? And then over the next few weeks or months, usually we figure out where they fit into the meta. So let's go. All right, first thing here is in the advanced tab, right? We got to go to the Tier 12, which is Transcenders. I'm an infantry main, that's why I have Transcenders here. Then there's a Tier 12 plus, the Great Sage, and then there's the Tier 12 plus, the Dream Eater. So I've got the reagents for this. Let me just go ahead and push those through. I love that each time help, well, each time help is 1% of the total, so there's a diminishing return, but the first one was hundreds of hours, 10 days worth. I'm going to go ahead and let this sit for a few more turn-ins just so I don't burn through too many speed-ups. Let me see how many speed-ups I have. Yeah, it's important I take a few time helps and then come back to this video. And we're back after a few hours. I knocked my time down to less than half of what it was, so we're going to go ahead and rush through it now. I did have some time to talk to some other high-level players in Station 22 to ask them how they're getting on with these new troops. And overall, the consensus is that they don't seem to be relevant yet. But, you know, I was talking to Odad, and I kind of said the same thing. We kind of said the same thing when Tier 12 Plus came out. We just didn't know exactly how they were going to be used. But the truth is, with all the Tier 12, it is situational to each build. Very rarely is it better to have a hybrid build, like half Tier 12 up front, half Tier 12 Plus in the back. We don't see it too much, but I do think that's kind of where the developers want the game to go, which is kind of this unique combat style where we have 3 in the front, 3 in the back, and it kind of allows that that kind of game style if you can find the right gear and commander skills and troops that fit it. And I think that's what they're trying to do with these troops. So now the troops are done. We officially have Dream Eaters. Let's go look at the base stats. Let's go look at the troops. Oh, look at that new, right? Oh, shit, you didn't see it. Did it ruin? I ruined it. Yeah, see it right there, new? Haha, you can see it. That's cool. You don't see that too often in your high-level account. Anyway, you go into new, go to infantry. I don't have, of course, the walkers and airships, but there it is. There's the Dream Eater. My big head's in the way. Let's see if I can move. There we go. Okay, so Dream Eater, Tier 12, kind of cool looking. There's the Great Sage, the Tier 12 Plus, and then there's the Dream Eater. So first thing is it has the same unit size as the regular Tier 12, 300 units. Carrying capacity is the same, 30,000. That's useless as far as I'm concerned. That's just a pillaging stat. All right, so HP base stat is 15,000, and it is actually lower than Transcenders. So Transcenders, remember, they had this tear space ability, which is based on your current HP to do a bonus damage, true strike hit. Very powerful hit, very good for tank builds. But they had that base HP to increase that. Now, the new troops do not have that. They're down to 15,000. That's actually quite a bit less HP, but I'll remind you that the meta is shifting back to more defense because of the getting away from the Vega Gilly defense ignoring skills. So, okay, base attack damage is 1,500 or 1,200, which is actually the same as the original Tier 12 and then less than the Great Sage. The Great Sage focused on high base raw damage, and then it gave them a shield for the damage they did. Well, the Tier 12 third or triple, Tier 12 plus, we got to come up with a better name for it. Anyway, it has this thing called Spiritual Barrier. That's the Tier 12 plus bonus skill. These troops have a bonus skill. Most troops didn't have this. No troops had this from Tier 11 back. It says damage received from attacks decreases by 10 to 30%. Straight up damage reduction built into the troop. Now you're asking yourself, well, if I have 90% damage reduction in my gear, right? Fearless pants and whatever, will this go above 100%? Can I actually have 100% damage reduction? We're going to have to talk to the Theory Crafters think tank to find out, because I'm guessing no. This is probably like up to 30% up front. So if you hit someone for 100,000, this takes off 30,000, so they hit you for 70,000, and then your 90% damage reduction kicks in. That's what I'm assuming. I'm assuming it's multiplicative and not additive. We will have to check in the comments below and learn more as time comes and this story develops. But anyway, going back to base stats, it's a tank troop, right? It has lower HP, lower attack, but where it makes up for everything else it's missing for the HP and attack, it gets 2,500 on the defense, right? Regular Transcenders are 1,500. Great Sages are 1,500. Dream Eaters, 2,500. Crit bonus, accuracy bonus, dodge bonus is 60, 60, 120. So it looks like it's the same as the original Tier 12. So less damage, less crit. Less HP than the original troop, but way more defense. So you got to ask yourself, what commander in infantry is looking for damage reduction, lower attack damage, and how are they going to kill troops? Because the name of the game is typically, it's better to kill troops than it is to be able to take hits, right? Like, same with anything. Same with boxing and mixed martial arts. It's better to be known as the guy who can give a hit instead of take a hit. Well, let's look at the builds right now. There's that Tank Stella build, which is pretty cool. I mean, honestly, I've seen the replays. I love the Tank Stella build. It's not pertinent to me because once you go down level 30, 40 gear, it's hard to switch that gear back to a different build, like to take away all your damage gear to go to tank gear. It's hard to do. I would like to play a tank build. My ghillie is all damage gear. It doesn't. This troop type isn't going to be great for me. However, like I said at the beginning, is it going to be worth it to have troops in the front row versus the back row? Well, for a ghillie main, I'm guessing probably not. Take that with a grain of salt. You know, these are brand new troops. We haven't seen what they can do. The Galactic Battle starts next week. We're going to start seeing the highest level player roll these out in new concepts. So we could see a lot of interesting things, and I'm sure we will. We always see cool stuff going into Galactic Battles with new builds. So my first instinct is you're going to need a commander that specializes in being able to take a hit and does their damage elsewhere. Commanders like Elf, Reinhardt, Hancock. That's really all that comes to mind. There may be some infantry commanders that utilize this. Maybe Mysterious Warrior. Mysterious Warrior is coming back to the forefront because of his ability to damage and disable Rogers. But I'll do more on Mysterious Warriors when I have better data to talk about it. So as of right now, these troops, they don't look too promising at face value. I could have done some stuff to increase the build time here. I'm just going to build a couple of them. And let's go ahead and take them for a test drive. Just kind of see what they look like. We'll turn our volume up, go into Ace of Galaxy. We'll pick a lucky opponent. Who do we have here? Mr. COVID. Let's see. Hey, we've got Voodoo and Kaiser. Ooh, and Ram. Oh, man. Voodoo's in my guild. I'll go ahead and put him on blast here. Let's take my ghillie out with just a couple. All right, let's go against 444. There we go. Okay. So Plasma's there to take the first strike. Now, preemptive goes off. Infantry Awakening. Basic hit. Straight up crit hit, 145k. Okay. Breakdown's going to kill me. So 145,000 in pure damage gear. All right, let's see what she does with the new Tier 12 Plus. 241. Literally 50% bonus damage. Oh, I didn't see the damage there. 50% bonus damage, and then the base troops, 141k. God, you know, the thing I love about these troops is that if you do find a really good, solid defense build, you might be able to do something with it. But I don't think it's going to play to infantry as well as it's going to play to Reinhardt's, Elves, and Hancocks. Am I missing anyone in the defense class that relies specifically on their skills to kill things like Elf's Curse, Reinhardt's Thorns, Hancock's ability to completely remove defense and just overwhelm. All Hancock has to do is keep surviving. He can do low-risk utility marches. We need to do a Hancock video. Anyway, so those are the new troops. I don't think I need to go off explaining too much more about them. When the new builds come in and we do see some cool concepts and how they can work, we'll definitely be covering that. So that's it. I do want to point out, you can repurpose these troops just like all the other Tier 12. Right? So you can go into your repurpose and then turn anything into them. It's the same price as the other Tier 12. That's nice. And I'm assuming that's going to work on Evolve as well. So let's check Evolve real quick. And let's see if we can evolve those up from Tier 11. Yeah, so you can only evolve them from Tier 11. So, yeah, they're easy to get just like the Tier 12 Plus. Same exact setup there. All right. Yeah. Yeah, too bad. I don't think they're going to be too good for infantry, but I'd like to eat my words on that one. But until I know more, I'll see you next time.